Aquarius, I'm getting used to it and now I feel comfortable is your main message. Comfortable num or a comfortable mum, or I'm getting used to being mum, or I'm getting used to being a father, or I'm just getting used to wearing something and it seems to be working very well. So you're right, Aquarius. The channeled stuff is completely separate video to your actual tarot reading. Sometimes they can turn out completely different, but this one is called Not a Tarot Reading, and we basically just go over a few channeled messages for you to see what you have coming up, and then see if your tarot reading on a different video that comes out after this matches up with the actual channeled stuff. Okay, but I'm hearing for you that there's this like it's working very well. Like I seem to be working more efficiently. You might be dealing with a fish, could be a Pisces, but I seem to be working and watching it grow and feeling comfortable watching it grow. So it feels like that you're watching your children grow up, or someone's watching their kids all the time, or the mother, or something's going on. But it feels like that I'm watching it grow, watching it grow, watching it grow, watching it grow. You might have something to do with around like I'm picking up like someone might do planting, okay, like seeds, or like some of you are smoking weed and you're doing homegrown, but you're watching it grow quite a lot, okay. You're watching your kids grow up quite a lot, okay. Or your grandchildren. I'm also picking up like grandchildren, like I'm watching my grandchildren. Don't they grow up fast is what I'm hearing. But like a plant or something that grows very fast, like all of a sudden there's like an inpour of things and it just grows very fast. Okay, now I'm really picking up, and I do have to say this, that I'm hoping there isn't anything medically wrong with the person, because I am picking up something growing very fast. It doesn't have to be anything bad, but I do have to say that one. Okay, but I am picking up that something is growing on you. That's what I'm kind of picking up. Now, something is growing on you. Like it fits very well, it works very well. It seems to be like making me feel good. Okay, and like the hits for the summer, like Queens of the Stone Age, or the name Summer. Okay, or the Sun, or Leo, or / Aquarian, right? But like again, sorry, I have to go over this. Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine. But again, I have to go over this again for a lot of you. Jen, I have to go over this again for a lot of you. When I call out Aquarius, I'm calling out a number. So you can be Life Path 8, you can be a Leo, you can also be an Aquarian, and you can have your life path number and their life path number. Anybody, doesn't matter who it is, just add up your life path number and theirs. Come to a number, whatever that is. You need to know how to work with numerology, because what you're looking for is this number here. So you're looking for the major arcana. And if that just happens to be like a 2 or a 4, like if it's a 2, it's a Libra. If it's a 4, it's a Scorpio / Aries. Okay, so just very quickly for that, because some people are not quite getting it. But there is a video that explains it all below. Okay, so something is growing on you very big, okay, and it seems to be working really well, and you seem to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I really hope that some of you may not be suffering with your diet a little bit like me. So whatever it is that's getting bigger, I can't tell whether it's your ego, your mouth, or like your channel or something, but something growing on you. But what I'm picking up is that it's something that is on you that works and fits very well. Now, for instance, me having an Aquarian placement, my CPAP has just turned up, okay? So it would be something like that seems to be fitting quite well, and it works very well with others, or it's a new person, or it's a project or something that you've got going on that fits very well with your schedule, okay? So I don't know if your boss is like coming up with you and saying, you know what, can you work on this day, this day, this day, this day, this day? But it seems to be working very well, because they're saying that your work life seems to really be picking up. Okay, so it's like schedule, name skegs, or like eggs or something like that, and you're eating a lot of eggs or something, or cooking or baking something around eggs. Okay, now it seems to be also growing on you, this thing, like this person or this thing is very addictive, and it seems to work very well with others, and it seems to be like flowing quite easily, is why I'm picking up like a water sign like Piscean or something, right? But it seems to be like really flowing very well with you, okay, and it's working. Now your schedule for work is also in this message, where you might have had like a time shift. Now I if you look at anything spiritual, you'll know, if you follow my channel for a while, that I say that your ultimate reality or your reality changes by another. Okay, so it would mean a boss changes a person's reality by changing their work schedule, and then your schedule is worked out around theirs, and that will send you on the path that you're supposed to be on. That's why I don't believe in free will, okay? Because I believe that anything in life happens for a reason. So, for instance, very quickly, because I'm picking this up as a message for you, if you have anything of control around a person, and it doesn't matter who it is, and you have a very controlling energy of something very karmic, they're saying that something that happens in life, which is true, I believe, is that something will happen where it can be an object, and that object changes your life, okay? But that object also changes an energy of control, which means that like if you've got a controlling person in your life, for instance, if you get an object, say this, it wouldn't be this, but say if it's a mouse or something like that, right, and it turns up in your vicinity, that is going to be a topic of discussion, okay? Now they're saying that this object is going to be a topic of discussion, but it's also going to cause a ripple effect of someone that's also very controlling, to give them a leeway back into your life. Now the name Lee or Leanne or Lisa or something like that, but they're telling me, because this actually came up, if I'm honest, it came up in my head just as, because normally just before I click on to do readings or channel messages, I get a load of backlog messages anyway, and then they basically just come out and they flow quite well when I'm recording, okay? So I'm also hearing red means recording, Jeremy, okay? But something that you might be looking at, like I am, like a deluge, okay, or something that is music or a synthesizer or something like that, and you're into music. I am actually myself, and I'm actually looking at something that's called I think it's syndrome deluge. Okay, but something that's musical, waiting for something to maybe to be delivered, or looking or being very interested in music. Okay, but what I'm hearing is that this object that you have, if you've got someone very controlling in your life, that gives them leeway back into your life to talk about it. Okay, so there's a discussion thing here, and something about that is being discussed of a plan, but there's also a disgusting energy that is also here. Now that does not have to be your love life or anything like that, but they're saying that someone that is disgusted or was disgusted is now going to be discussing this certain topic or thing. Okay, now be aware of this, that these are also people that could be very controlling around you, that when you have something like a thing that's like of a topic of discussion, you will more than likely, if you've got like a family member or someone that's around you, can start to control you by the conversation of what spirit will do, of where they're saying, so you think that you're going to avoid this person. Okay, so fair enough. You're avoiding a person, you're avoiding your karma, and you're trying to avoid conversation, and you're trying not to discuss with a certain person, whether it be a child or whether it be anybody in your life that you're trying to avoid. Okay, when you try to avoid them, spirit will pretty much just send something as an object into your life that will lead a topic of discussion if you're at home. That is going to lead out to be where you're going to reconcile more than likely, or start talking or getting very confused and angry over. I mean, this thing also could be a child, but because I am picking up like children being involved, but that would be a topic of discussion of a child, because that would make you communicate with your ex. But for some of you that don't have an ex or a child involved, it's a thing, it's an object. This object is going to be the topic of discussion, is what they're saying. Now, like I said, for a lot of you, be aware, if you've got someone that lives around you, okay, and they're very controlling, if you've avoided them and not spoke to them verbally about anything, an object can change your outcome, which means that this object is going to start off a conversation. That conversation, if being controlling, is a leeway back into someone's life, okay? So that can either be, like I said, a child or a thing. I hope you get the message of what I mean there, okay? So an object can change your job shift, your work shift, your conversation, but the conversation is going to be controlled around an object, okay? Because it's going to be a focus is what they're saying, of something. It's going to be, I'm focusing on this one thing, I'm focusing on this one thing. When you've got a thing, normally that's when people want it, okay? So when you've got controlling people around you, okay, this topic of discussion is going to give someone a leeway back into your life to talk about it. Now, if that's a child, that's your leeway back into your life is discussing around like communication with a child. If that is an object, that's a leeway back in for this person to ask you questions about what's going on. If there is a I don't know. I'm picking up possible third party. I don't know for a lot of you, because that would be a leeway back into someone's life of them being single again. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing that, is there a leeway me back into like talking to you again? That kind of thing. Something like that. Finding a niche and finding a leeway back in to something. But I'm hearing back in, back off. Okay, so this person's back into your life more than likely. Could be a mother or a child or a son or an ex, but they're back into your life for a reason, to talk about a topic of discussion. But that is a major thing, because they're saying that that's to do with, like I said, someone that you've tried to avoid for quite some time, and Spirit has now just put this thing here for you, like Stephen, or this thing here for you in order to either one, help, or it might be a family situation where it doesn't help. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you get those messages and you understand what I'm saying. Okay. Because a person can be anybody in life, but if it's a family member, it's an unavoiding. Like, we can't avoid it because it's a topic of discussion that's going to start a stalking again. Okay, so something like that that's there for you. Whatever you do with that is up to you. What that comes up. Okay, so they're also saying for a lot of you, there's like a work schedule. Okay, work schedule. Okay, and it's to do with, like I said, your boss or something like that. If you work for somebody, they're going to be changing your schedule quite a lot. That might leave you open in order to be able to do something else, because it feels like that some of you have got time off. Now this might be where it is involving children. Now if you have children, it's kind of coming up to that time where it might be like children. I don't know if it is for sure, because I know they go back in September, but they have like 6 weeks off, I feel. Well, they do in the UK. So it feels like that someone's having some time off, or they've booked some time off work, or they're having some time off in order to spend with their children or something, and they've booked this off. Okay, or like the office has got a new manager in, because this came up for another reading. Excuse me. Has got like another manager in, and this manager is going to work out a time schedule, okay, where it's going to hopefully add it up to be more even. Okay, so you've got Stephen, you've got Steve, Sarah, okay, anybody beginning with S also, okay, but you've also got Libra energy here, Libra energy, and it's coming up as like a boss or a person, of someone that's bossing someone around. What they're saying, like boss, 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 like I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the one that you have to come to first. Okay, so it's something like that. Okay, because I'm hearing bossy boots, someone that's very bossy and very demanding and telling people what to do and where to go on and all this kind of thing. And I don't know if this is around your work, as I'm saying. It can either be your work life or home life or even love life. But they're saying that someone's going to be very bossy, ordering people around and telling them where to go. Okay. So I'm picking up, well, you can do what you like, because I'm going to tell you where to go. Okay. And the moment that you come up controlling, the moment that you're out, I might let you back in for a brief time, but the moment that you're in, you're out as soon as you start getting violent. Okay. So you could be dealing with a 5, which would mean like a Taurus or a Sagittarius or something of a life path 5. If you're going to get violent, then I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So you've kind of got this situation of like, looking forward to something working. That's going to be your main message. I'm going to stick to Aquarius. Something that seems to be working very well. We're only going to see what these are when I start to look at the tarot, okay, but in your next video. But they're saying that something that is on you or about you that seems to work very well with others, or it fits very well, like a new outfit or something that works well and it fits well and it seems to work very well with another person. Okay, so this person, I'm picking up that some of it is to do with a project, like a project manager or a project or a manager very well. Like you might get a new manager, for instance, or a new person that comes along your way. I can't tell you whether it's a love interest or work interest, but it comes your way as an opportunity, and some of it comes in the form of an actual manager. Now this manager, they're saying to me, is going to work well with others, that is going to leave this topic open for discussion about everybody discussing like work stuff, work related things, work related skills and projects, which means, okay, what are you good at? Okay, so if you're good at this, we're going to put you in that department. Okay, if you don't want to go here and you're not very good at that, then we're not going to put you there. Okay, it might have something to do around a frayed knot, which might mean a fish. Okay, but we're going to put you there, and we're going to put you there, and we're going to put you over there because you work well with others. So it's like this discussion is, okay, say if you travel and you do taxes or something like that, and you have like a PA or a TA or teacher's assistant or something like that, and you work very well with another person, it feels like that's going to come up as an opportunity that your boss might say to you, okay, who is it that you work very well with? Okay, I've worked very well with her or him. Okay, brilliant. Okay, you two can work together. Okay, this could be a school or so or something like that. Okay, you work very well together. Great. Okay, you can do that and you can do that. When I think this manager somehow has got who works well better with others, I think it comes to a conclusion where they start to then alter your time shift. Okay, and your time shift is going to alter this, because they're saying that there's like a huge shift in energy, like a big shift in energy, where it's kind of like retrograde and everything's kind of happened, and now it's like this speeding up energy where everything seems to like me, for instance, like I obviously do tarot, right? It's around about now where I shove all of my videos out that I've pretty much pre-done, okay? So I shove them all out, and it's like that. It's like depositing a load of things and getting a load of things back, okay? So you're dealing with someone like a Gemini / Capricorn number 6 energy, okay? And it feels like I'm going to deposit a load of stuff and then I'm going to get a load of things back for it. Well, what I put in is what I get out. Okay, so I don't know if you're looking to invest into something, right? Or they are saying that there's something around an investigation, because I did slightly kick on a message there that may have been around a brief. That means that briefly I need to talk to a person that's in charge. Now that could be something like the Queen's Guard or something like that, or like the court situation. I have to go to court and I have to briefly see my brief, okay? Because they're saying that we have to come in for debriefing, which means like a teacher training day. Now that came up for another message, okay, which was Taurus / Sagittarius, and it was to do around training and a teacher training day or something like that, okay? So the name Colin or Colin Day, okay, or anybody that has the name Day, D, Dan, Dandoon, Dan, Devil, Devi, Evie, Stevie, but like we're having a training day, okay? We're having a day where we train people up. So before that you have time off work, this would be a school. This would be a school. Like even if you work for one, you have a teacher training day. They normally have a couple of days off before they... Okay, so there's something here, like I said, around this manager. It could be around this manager that's having this, calling everybody in for a debriefing. Like, oh, did you see that, Spirit? But we're going to call everybody in for a debriefing, okay? And that we need to call you all in to sit down and have a meeting to discuss about this past message that I just told everybody. Around like, where are you going? Who do you work better with? Blah, 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 so on and so forth. So we're going to put you two together. I mean, is this a dating app or something like that? Or someone that's trying to like, okay, I'm going to put you with my friend or something like that. And I'm going to put you onto my friend or something. And I'm going to put you with your best friend or something, or like you're going to work well with your best friend. So if you're friends, we'll put you with your friend, that kind of thing, right? I don't know if this is coming across as an actual new person that you might work with or that you might be interested in working with, or like a person that you're just like, it's coming up as like, yeah, I could definitely work well with them. Do you know what I mean? With M, Emily, Melissa, Maria, Matilda, M, anything M, okay? But like, you know, you seem to work well with your friends, so we're going to put you with a friend. But it feels like that I'm going to put you in contact with someone. Like I'm going to put you in contact with them to have a word with you and talk with you about working on something, like a project or something. Like I'm going to put you in contact with this person because this person knows someone, and because they know a person, we're going to ask them about like working together or something like that, working on a project, working. Okay, they're saying working. So it's like I'm going to put you on to somebody. But you've got that song that came up through a lot of the messages of turn me on. Like, but you turn me on. So is this around like someone's turning someone on to a friend, but the friend becomes like more of a friend, they become more of a lover. Now it might mean Gemini or / Capricorn, but the friend becomes more of a lover, like a love interest, someone that you might work very well with, but this person that you work very well with becomes more of a love interest. I don't know if that is out there for a lot of you people that may be single, or where you might come up against a choice in life, because it's work-based stuff is what I'm picking up, and like meeting someone new at work but working very well with another person. But they're saying but turns me on, so someone that turns you on, that you work with. Don't know what that, because I keep hearing, can you put me on to that person? Can you put me in contact with that person? Like, can you like do something and then put me in contact with them, or how do I get in? It might be, how do I get in contact with you? Like, how do I do that? Because I'm picking up that something comes in of a message or something like that, and how is it that I can contact you to talk about it, or Stephen King or Stephen, but like, how can we communicate of a project that we may have together and talk about it? Okay, is what I'm hearing. How can we talk about it? Like, how can we talk about this private of an idea that I have to do about something? Because it feels like working on, like, doing a project, but working on it. Like, so I don't know what this is for a lot of you, okay, but they're saying like a work-based project, investments and stuff like that. A lot of things turning in because something works very well for you. Like I said, there's a person that seems to work very well for you and with you, okay, and it works, okay, it works. So this fitting also, there might be, like I said, it might be something like my CPAP, but they're saying like it fits very well, okay, it fits very well and it works very well, and then it starts to really take an effect. That's what they're saying. This thing, or Stephen, starts to take an effect on you. Hopefully someone wants to work, but like this thing starts to really like work well with you, okay, and it fits you very well, and it works because it works to your schedule, okay. So it could be like a new alarm clock or something like that, and it works very well for you. Or it might mean that you can have some time off, and that works better because you get off work quicker and you start work a little later. That kind of thing, right? But it feels like that whatever this thing is, it works very well with you and for you also. Okay, so this thing, because I always say thing, Stephen King, Stephen, right? That's how I channel. But I'm hearing this thing is also has another placement of Pisces somewhere. This thing has another placement of Pisces. And it means working. Right. But they're saying that this object works very well. Now that, for me, that's going to be what I'm picking up at the moment. What I couldn't tell you, for me, is going to be like the CPAP thing, working very well. Okay, it fits very well, it works very well, and it's like on demand to a schedule. Like it schedules things. Like it might even be like a Filofax or a phone or something that you've got, and it seems to work very well with your schedule. Like, you seem to become very efficient at it. So it's got to be like a Piscean energy, but it becomes very efficient at like being okay on time. Like, I've got everything coming out on time. We can do everything now on time. We're not out of sync. We're more in sync. Okay. And we're more now flowing naturally where something is going to work very well because it works better on a schedule. Like if I have a plan and I've got a schedule, I know that it'll work very well with you. Okay. So something like that. Or alchemy in you, or something like that. But I know that it'll work very well with your schedule because it works very well with my schedule. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if this is a project, work, or an actual thing, or all of it, okay? But for some of you, like I said, you might work for a place and it's this boss that comes in that starts altering things, that's going to say, okay, well, this is only fair if you do that, blah, 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 and this is fair if you do that, and this is fair, so you can work with your friends, you can work with your friends, you can work in that department, you can work in that department, and someone like basically comes in and takes control of the whole thing that kind of knows more about what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can do that because I'm very good at it and I know how to schedule all of these kind of things, blah, blah, blah. So you can work there, you can work there, you work better with that person, you work better with that person, or like someone that has time and has a schedule for it to like alter something to say, well, I know what I'm doing, so it's great. Like your former boss or your former lover or your former mother or whoever, or your form teacher or whoever, or your life coach or whatever, you know, there might be someone where it's kind of like, because I'm picking up like a teacher training day, and it might mean that I know a lot more about this kind of subject, so I'm like very good in that area, so that, well, that's great, then you can work there. Okay, so you work very well with others because the schedule works with someone that knows the job very well, right? So it's kind of like say a manager comes in, for instance, and they say to you, okay, right, what are you really good at? Right, I'm brilliant at that. Right, brilliant, great, you can work there. Right, that kind of thing. Right, someone that knows what they're doing. This manager comes in, they know how to organise people, they know a lot about their job, blah, blah, blah. And because they do, they know how to organise people and they know where to put them and everything else, because they're probably a better boss than your last one. Do you know what I'm saying? They might even be a better lover than your last one. It depends on what you're looking for here. But that's your general message, okay? I'm going to leave it at that, and then we're going to see if your tarot reading brings up the same kind of thing or if it brings up something different. But I'll see what messages they are for you. This is the free bit. This is just the intergalactic channel messages. Hope you enjoyed them. The end screen will pop up, and if you just press it, it'll take you directly over to that reading, okay? If you're watching it straight away, it'll be a premiere, so it'll start within a few minutes. But I really would appreciate it if a lot of you would watch both, okay? Because it really will help me out. Doesn't matter when, okay, as long as you try to watch both. But we'll see what actual stuff comes out through your tarot reading. If it's completely different, it is, okay? But I've got a feeling it's going to be good, because I think it's a lot about working and money and time off and travel and stuff like that and going out, okay? So time shift stuff, really. Okay, so that's your intergalactic channel message. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to them, Aquarius. Any donation support, all that kind of stuff is very much welcome. Thank you so much. And please click on the link in order to take you over, or just basically look on the channel to see where the reading is. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.